Hey friends, on today's episode, I am taking you behind the scenes of my TV chairs. So stay tuned. This past week, the show In With the Old on the Magnolia Network showed the set of chairs that I did for Sarah McDaniel's Victorian house. So how did it all start? Well, we first started with just picking out some chairs, and I found these two great chairs from my garage, and I thought these are going to be perfect. I can do two for the end, which would be these, and then I had 4 side chairs that were going to be perfect for the rest of the table and seating. So I looked for a table, and I found this one on Marketplace. It was solid oak, it was heavy, and all it needed was a fresh coat of paint. I was really curious about this end chair. Where did it come from and what was it really called? So I started doing a lot of research, and what I found is some people were calling it a Gadsby fan chair. Other people were calling it Hollywood Regency chairs. I even saw tulip chairs. So I did all this research before working on it just because I wanted to know. I loved the shape of it. It just was so unique, and I think this style of chair was created back in the 1920s when Sarah's house would have been inhabited by people and throwing parties and things like that. So I really felt like this was the right chair for the end chairs. Plus it was so unique, and I had 2 of them. So I thought, why not? So I just got to work stripping it down, and I knew I needed to paint the chair because it was just kind of an aged yellow color, and so it really did need a fresh coat of paint. And everything was driven by this wallpaper that Sarah was going to be using, and this is made by Daisy Bennett Designs. So the wallpaper was really driving whatever kind of mood board I was coming up with. I was looking at fabrics. There were so many great ones from Schumacher. I love this Molly Mahan block print fabric. I thought I wanted to do some stripes, some embroidery, maybe even some checks. So I ended up picking the polka dot fabric for the end chairs. And here you see, I'm putting it on there and getting everything done just right so that it's beautiful. But I also knew that the seat needed to be something more durable. So I picked a really great velvet from Cravat. It's one of my perfect favorite velvets. It's called Versailles. And for the 4 side chairs, I went with a beautiful crewel embroidery for the top, and I went with something more durable for the seat, which was a stripe, and it's a Kate Spade fabric by Cravat. Then we were also adding in a settee, and I decided to leave the settee's finish alone and keep it wood, and we went with this really great green and white stripe. It was very light and airy, and I felt like it was just going to be the perfect match for these other painted chairs that had other patterns on them. And you know how I love to mix and match patterns. But when we got everything done and we realized how big we needed the table to be, we needed some extra chairs. So I had 2 more Victorian chairs, and I grabbed those, put the great fabrics on them to match the other side chairs, and decided they would sit in the middle between the other 2 side chairs just to give it an eclectic mix. So Sarah came to my house back in April. We filmed an entire day, and it's so funny when you see the clip. It's like maybe 2 or 3 minutes long of us being in my shop and working, and Rob was our videographer. He was great, but it was a really long day, and he got so many great shots, but they had to pare it down. So this is Sarah walking into my backyard like she's going to come visit me, and then this is us with the before and after chair that we worked on, and then here it is in her dining room. And I was just blown away at how beautiful it all looked. I worked on the tablescape. We decided ferns would be the perfect tablescape for it. And you can see how the eclectic mix of chairs really does make it more interesting. And we just used beautiful fabrics that went so well with Daisy Bennett Designs wall mural wallpaper. Even the tabletop, we decided to bring in my scalloped plates. We had some gold silverware, a green bowl with limes in it, and just beautiful ferns to finish it all off with a cute runner in a dot fabric by Molly Mahan for Schumacher. This stripe is also a Schumacher fabric that went on the wall, and directly above it is an amazing, beautiful Southern Frida painted by my friend Brittany Atkinson, and it just went beautiful with everything. And you can see just how great the entire table looks. This is one of Sarah's rugs down here underneath it for Orion rugs, and it just all looked so wonderful together. I couldn't have been happier. It was so exciting to have my chairs on TV, to be on TV, even if it was just for a few minutes. And if you think you might want to learn to do chairs like what I do, my DIY upholstery course is open this week only. And I'm going to have the link below, but it's chairwhimsy.com/course. And I certainly hope you'll join me this time. Until next time, friends, see you soon.